Good Wednesday afternoon. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille show. It's great to be with you guys on a gorgeous spring Wednesday. Don't know if you saw, but last night in my neck of the woods, snow flurries, kind of crazy and bipolar weather out there, but it's getting nice, it's getting good, and we're going to have a good time, guys, on today's program. We're live in Charlottesville, we're live in the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille network. Ahmad Hawkins, the ball hawk, University of Virginia legend, on the program in T-minus 2 minutes. The ball hawk is a father of two. The ball hawk, a pillar in the community. He's an entrepreneur, a small business owner. He works in education. Just salt of the earth kind of guy. Great guy. Charlottesville's lucky to have the ball hawk and the Hawkins family in our community. He's going to join us in about 90 seconds on the program. I'm going to get some advice from the ball hawk. I mean, the man's got two children, two talented, athletic, full of energy and excitement children. I don't know about you, but as parents, I got a 2-year-old. It's tough right now with this self-quarantining, guys. Getting out and playing with kids and getting on the basketball court, the soccer field, the tennis court, whatever it may be. That's what we were relying on with our little boy, taking him to the pool. Now it's a little bit work in progress. We're going to talk about that with Ahmad Hawkins. We're going to talk UVA basketball. We're going to talk UVA football. We're going to talk life in Charlottesville. This program is all about spotlighting the good that is in the community. We are an advertising agency here at I Love CVille and VMV Brands. We work with a lot of clients, 113 businesses from New Providence, New Jersey to Asheville, North Carolina. Two of our favorites, Interstate Pest and Service Companies, and Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. I literally work with the owners of this business on a firsthand standpoint. And guys, I hear their strategies of how they are committed with their brands and their models and their businesses to making the community better in this COVID-19 ecosystem. So support local when you can. The local businesses are the ones that are gonna work and use their talents and sweat equity to get us out of it. Keep it local, okay? Judah Wickower, you are our director. Judah, thank you for being a part of this show. My friend, 8 years and counting on this broadcast. I am going to reach out to Ahmad Hawkins. A lot I want to talk about with him. I don't know if you guys saw this, but CNN yesterday put out an article about colleges now thinking about closing for the fall. That makes me nervous. Nothing has been announced yet. It's just contemplation by the presidents, the school presidents of the universities around America. I cannot wait for UVA. I cannot wait for the students to return to grounds. I cannot wait for fall to happen again. I cannot wait for football to start again. I cannot wait for sports to start again. Dude, I am the guy that constantly has ESPN on television at home. And now I'm watching reruns of like an NCAA tournament Sweet 16 from 16 years ago. What the hell is going on here? I don't have my sports fix. Judah, let's go to the phones and let's go to Skype and welcome a legend that needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. His name is Ahmad Hawkins. He's an entrepreneur. He's a broadcaster. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a pillar in this community. He makes Charlottesville better. Constantly. Judah, let's welcome Ahmad Hawkins to the show. My friend, que pasa? How are you, Ahmad?
I'm making it, man. I'm doing well, adapting to these times, but definitely thankful. Thankful for everything that I have right now.
Same, homie. Give me some advice, man. You've been deeper in this game than I am with the kids. I got a 2-year-old. My wife and I are trying to figure out, your kids are sports fiends. They're athletic. They have high energy. What is the Hawkins family doing right now?
Oh, man, we just, doing schoolwork, first of all, this week coming out of spring break, Albemarle City Schools and their teachers did a great job of just implementing and having work available for our students. I work in Charlottesville City Schools, so I'm doing the same for my school. But just trying to get them to do their work. And then it's video games at the age that my kids are at. So I have the luxury of having video games, allow them to release the energy that they have.
Well, let me get to this here. What are you following here? How's the family? How's Mrs. Hawkins? How you guys doing over there? You guys doing good?
Yeah, we doing good, man. I'm able to work from home. My wife, is blessed enough to be able to work from home. So we haven't had any hiccups as far as, finances. So that's the best thing. And that we're fortunate to have. Ben's watching a lot of Netflix and we have Hulu as well. So just watching a lot of TV and spending a lot of time with each other.
All right, let's throw this to you. I'm glad you're doing well. What storylines are you following? Dude, CNN had a story yesterday that colleges are thinking about already closing in the fall. And dude, when I read this, now it didn't name any colleges specifically, and it's just contemplating. Dude, when I read this, Ahmad, I got so sad. I mean, there's nothing I like better than listening to you on 1070, you and Jay James on 1070 WINA, going to Scott Stadium with my kid and my wife, tailgating and having a good time. That scares the heck out of me, man. What storylines are you following here?
Man, I'm trying to create more storylines than following, but I am following the usual. Like I follow Chris McCaffrey signing his extension with the Carolina Panthers. I'm still trying to see what's going to happen with the NFL draft. Just trying to find positive things because everything right now is nerve-wracking and can be very frightening. And like you said, with schools threatening to not even reopen in the fall, that affects so many, and not just financially, but just for the entertainment purposes. I think a lot of fans realize how much sports are important in this world. So I think it's just a way of just humbling us and getting us to really appreciate the little things in life because, at first the virus was a hoax and it wasn't real and now it's real. So it's just making all of us, second guess some of the things we took for granted and as far as being our hygiene and how we carry ourselves. Man, it's just difficult, man. You know me. All I love to talk about is sports, and that's a big threat, bro. And I know you like the same.
I know, right? I'm scared, dude. Ahmad Hawkins, welcome to the program. James Watson, hello. Ahmad Hawkins, the guy who never ages, kind enough to join us here on the I Love CVille show. This guy gets more good looking the older he gets here. I don't know how he does that. All right, throw this question to you. Take a guy that's, say, like coming out of a red shirt year, okay? And he has one season left. We have one on the men's basketball team right now. Dude, I don't even want to pretend to think what he's thinking right now, but like if I'm in his like size 17 Nikes, Air Jordans, whatever it may be, I would be very afraid that I might not be able to play my final year of college basketball.
Yeah, I definitely, man, that's tough. Just think about the baseball players right now and the track athletes. Lacrosse, and I know I'm missing a few of all the spring sports, but everybody a part of spring sports, man, is just so unfortunate. And the NCAA is thinking about, I don't know if it got voted on and it's pushed through, but the waiver that allowed them to have an extra year. But we both know finances come into play. Scholarship money, room and board, something comes into play. On the surface, it sounds great to give them an additional year, but how are we going to do it financially? And high school students right now not enjoying their prom and their senior activities, senior skip day, and so much got taken away from them as well. So I actually threw out the question to the VHSL, like, what are you going to do for those seniors that didn't get to play baseball? God rest his soul, Coach Danny Mitchell passed away, my football coach, but he was a head baseball coach at Hampton High School, and I just think about those guys. Didn't get to engage in their last spring season of baseball, and they can't get that back.
The kids, the high schoolers and college students you're coming across, I mean, what do you do in this situation? And you have perspective. So you had an incredible career at the University of Virginia. Then you were able to go make a living playing pro football. The guys that don't have talent like you, that still are able to play college football or college basketball, then they get that extra year of eligibility. But they're thinking in their head, dude, I have no chance of playing pro basketball or pro football. Like, can you help us understand what could possibly be going through like one of their minds where it's like, dude, I want to play another year of college basketball or another year of college football or college baseball, whatever it may be. But at the same time, like you said, where's the dinero going to come from? And does that just keep me from entering the job market later, whether it's teaching, whether it's stocks, finance, whatever it may be? Give us the nitty gritty.
Yeah, Joe, that's a great question, man. And without this, pandemic, arising, a lot of those athletes have that question coming to their head as far as if they redshirted, do you want to go? People don't know. Scholarships aren't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed 5 years. It's semester to semester, year to year, and then if you redshirted, the coach can grant you a 5th year. So just take it from the aspect of that, that 4th year. Here at UVA, we say years. We don't say seniors and juniors. So just say you just finished your 4th year. You have the option of coming back for your 5th year because you redshirted. But you understand, like you said, I'm not a pro caliber player. A lot of those guys have to decline it and go to the workforce. UVA, if I'm not mistaken, and I think I'm pretty accurate in this, but their punter this previous year was offered to come back, but he had a job offer in like Texas or something or somewhere. But he has to make that decision. So do I tell the kid, hey, come play football because I'm an alum here at UVA and I want to cheer you on and because you're going to make my team better? Or do I say, hey, go look out for yourself? Like you said, get in the job market. Because as I shared with you, when I got cut by the Atlanta Falcons and the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm 3 years removed from college, and I'm behind. My buddy who didn't go to college but had a trade had been running his whole business since I went to college. So that was 7 years of him having his own business. So I'm this football stud, and now I'm cut, and I don't know the first end of working a real job. And he didn't go to college, and he jumped into the workforce immediately, and he was established. So that's one of the things that with the pandemic really puts it in a microscope. Like, hey, you got to think about post football, regardless of your stature. And when that door opens, you got to kick it down because I retired early. Like I could have still kept playing. I could have chased the coaching dream, but I understood that I didn't want that lifestyle, and I didn't want that lifestyle for my wife. It wasn't fair for her and my kids to pick up and move and chase this football dream. I say dream because nothing's guaranteed in football. It's cutthroat. XFL demonstrated that. It's sad that they won't be coming back. But for those fourth years, those seniors, do what's best for you. Do what your heart tells you to do. And have no regret.
Your boy Garrett Klingel from Charlottesville Radio Group watching the show. Colin Bridge, Mark Lynch, Colleen Tyler, hello. If you have a question for the Ball Hawk, just put it in the comments section, and I will relay it to him. Questions already coming in for you, Ahmad. Garrett Klingel says, we all miss sports and the Ball Hawks hot takes. You're right, Garrett. That's why we try to welcome him here. I miss his hot takes as well. I encourage everyone that's watching to follow him on Facebook and social media and watch his podcast. They are banging. I tune in often. So what's the advice you give? What's the advice you would give to a guy that, say, is like a backup, has no, has a scholarship? And dude, I'm not marginalizing anybody. Anybody who gets an ACC scholarship, can play at the University of Virginia, and potentially have its education covered should be champion. Okay, but a guy that's right on the cusp right there and has no chance of really playing a pro career, what's the bounce and play you give him? What's the advice you give him?
The advice I give him is if you return for that extra year of eligibility in higher education, definitely take advantage of that higher education. So get into the master's program. You already got a master's, look into getting your PhD. Fully take advantage of that scholarship. You have to make the money that you're receiving in return for your services work for you. It's like you're an investment. You're a business, right? So if you have a scholarship, they're invested in you because of your return from your athletic ability. Point blank, period. Whether, big name, small name, that's the risk they take. Like everybody doesn't pan out to be a name. So it's not status quo, cut and dry. So if they ask you back and you continue on scholarship, utilize that scholarship as an investment to yourself and fully take advantage of it. If I can go back in time, I would have been trying to redshirt so I could get a fifth year and get a master's on that scholarship ride. I wouldn't have been trying to play my freshman year and getting out of UVA to get to the NFL as fast as I could. I would go back, want a redshirt, get a master's, for free. I'm saying the air quotation because my blood, sweat, and tears is how I'm earning that scholarship. And it's a grand aid and it's donating and very thankful for that. But that's why I would tell them, fully take advantage of that return. It's not just about the sport. Make that return be a return in yourself. So once you get out in the real world, that extra year of not going through that door makes you that much more attractive for your future employer.
The Ball Hawk, Ahmad Hawkins, our guest here on the I Love CVille show. A lot of questions coming in for you here. This one's from Tim Jones. He says, Hawk, I routinely watch your show. I got a question. Dana White and UFC have said that they want to go May 9th for their next event at a location to be determined. Dana White is convinced to be the first sports league to open back up again. Hawk, what's your take on that?
My take on this, man, you just got to be safe and you got to be prepared for the negativity
Because he's going to get
and the
ripped
backlash.
for that.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
get ripped. But that's Dana White, and you talk about
He
a
doesn't
guy
care.
that's pretty
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
loaded. Like telling Floyd Mayweather what to do. When you got millions upon millions, you're willing to take that risk. But the fighters, trainers, you got to be smart. You got to understand. It's one of the things why I watch battle rap, and the slogan is "What's your life like?" What's essential to you? If you really feel like you need that pay and it can make a difference for your family, you're willing to take that risk. After you take that fight, you might want to quarantine yourself and make sure you don't have the virus and everything's like you got to take those hygienic measures, man, because we just don't know. It's almost like we're in the episode of The Walking Dead, for lack of better words, and that's what's so scary. I told my wife we love zombie movies and apocalyptic movies, and
We're here.
yeah.
So this is a good point. This is coming in from Grace. Grace says, I'm a diehard UVA football fan. Thank you for having Ahmad Hawkins on the show. It seems to me sports is a perfect melting pot for people passing the COVID-19 virus back and forth to each other in the locker room. Can you ask Ahmad about this topic?
Yeah, that's true. So I'm struggling with it right now as far as like just even working out with
Because
individuals.
gyms are gross.
Yeah, gyms are gross. Look, football locker rooms are gross. I mean, it's a nasty sport. Sweating, the equipment, just trying to air those out, your insoles, your pads. I mean, you try to sanitize as much as you can. You're falling around on grass, guys. Not to get too graphic, but it's a lot of fluids pass all over the grass. So yeah, and that's one of the things that's why it's going to be some trepidation as far as resuming activities because of the risk. And man, just even thinking about it, Jerry, it makes me sad because that's my love, man. Football is my love, and sports is my love. Sports, so it's one of the things like, man, what will I do?
Throw this to you here. If you were a betting man, and this is just two guys talking, shooting the shit here, we're not just two guys talking. If you were a betting man, do you think we have football in the fall? You do?
Yeah.
Just because of its importance to the community?
Yep. Just because of the revenue, the importance of the community, people are willing to take that risk for what it brings to the table, unfortunately. Just being very transparent, being very honest with you. It's hard to stop a machine. Right. And sports, and especially football, is a machine. It's no different than Vince McMahon right now in WWE. If you've been watching, SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, they basically at their own facility broadcasting, fighting, and wrestling with no, or performing with no audience. It's a machine. And it's all about the consumers. No different. I'm a podcaster. You're in sports as well. We could just cut on it. It's easy for us because we just cut on the camera
and talk.
And we had to get creativity, and we know how to talk things through, create debates. It's similar. It's similar to them. It's like that. They're not going to stop. They're going to find ways to keep it going. And right now, just a cause for pause. And I'm pretty sure the NBA may start back up the same way.
Do you think NBA is going to have playoffs?
I think the NBA is going to have playoffs.
I was thinking about this. I'm going to throw this to you. Take a guy like LBJ. I'm a huge LBJ fan. LBJ this season, and just him specifically, this dude is not only just chasing something for 2019, 2020. This guy is chasing a ghost that he's chased his entire life in Michael Jordan. For him to take away a year from his career, where he has Anthony Davis and a loaded Lakers team, this could impact LeBron James's place in NBA basketball history because he has a legitimate opportunity to win a title here.
Yeah, I mean, look, folks, it's so for the working class 9-to-5 individual in that tax bracket, we're going to take the precautionary measures because we understand that majority of folks live check to check. But when you talk about millionaires and billionaires, they have resources. So I can see games taking place, tests coming out of nowhere for these individuals. And if they get it, medicine coming out of nowhere for these individuals. I take you back to when Magic Johnson became HIV positive, and then he returned and started playing. It was a lot of fear from guys like Karl Malone, and before you know it, he was competing, and we learned to adapt. And like I said, the people with the big pockets can make things happen. That's why I think that basketball is going to get the ball rolling, and then football, because they have the resources to combat the virus. We don't, the working class. It's like waiting for those new pair of Jordans. We're at the back of the line. They getting out their limo, getting escorted in for their sizes and pair because they good money in here, as they say. So that's why I really don't believe that sports will take a back burn. I think it just took a break, and they're getting all their ducks in a row. And those big money folks going to make sure that they have their resources and the entertainment will return.
Well said. XFL, I loved it. Anytime I get more sports, people were knocking it. I didn't understand why people that are diehard NFL fans were knocking the XFL. I'm like, dude, we have a chance to watch football when the NFL's not on. Why would we knock this? It's a chance to watch more sports here. Bankrupt, I'm not sure it's ever going to come back again. This is strike 2. Yeah. I'm not sure Vince is going to pony up for a strike 3. What did you make of the bankruptcy with the XFL?
Unfortunate, man, because, a lot of folks know or don't know, I played in the Arena Football League, so that's a lower tier professional league, and I understood what it did for guys like myself to allow us to be paid professionals and live comfortable lives, not be millionaires, but be comfortable. And XFL was another opportunity to provide that comfort, to provide that extended dream of becoming an NFL player or becoming a household name in their league, providing jobs for other coaches who are kind of on a brink. Even myself, I was trying to audition to become, a part of the media in XFL. So those are job opportunities, and that's why I think a lot of fans got to realize that NFL is the big dog. It's similar to what you talk about with LeBron. If you say LeBron, people get threatened. The Jordan fans get threatened. Why can't they be exclusive? XFL should be the XFL. Arena Football League is Arena Football League. It's not competition. It's just different. It's a different thing on the menu. The Big Mac is not always competing with the chicken nuggets. I just don't want nuggets today. I want a Big Mac. So XFL brought out new rules. It's in the spring. It's fun, innovative. They're interviewing guys in the midst of the game, which I thought
that was awesome, though, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. It gave you that barbershop feel,
right.
And I think folks got to get out their own way and stop thinking that they're trying to take fans away from the sport that they love. No, man, they just providing a fix. Like, sports is a drug. Like, I got excited, and then I started seeing guys that I knew on the coach staff, like Bobby Blizzard was on the coaching staff.
Bobby Blizzard was a tight end at Hampton High School. He was a beast across the middle, caught a shitload of touchdown passes from your boy Ronald Curry. I remember Bobby Blizzard well.
Yep. So he was on the coaching staff. I was happy for him. It was just so many guys getting opportunities. So when the fans that don't understand the business, I understand. Like, when they try to knock another league, like, yes, you can knock it, but also be aware. All those individuals that you may laugh, oh, that guy's not good. I see why he's not in the NFL. That's still a job. So, I always tell folks, it's like me coming to your job. Like, when they say somebody's overpaid, I'm going to, come to your cubicle, knock on your shoulder, and have your boss beside me like, they overpaid. You wouldn't want that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always kind of, try to give folks both sides of the spectrum, man. And it's unfortunate, man, but the XFL was definitely fun. I enjoyed the team. I was a fan of the team in D.C., man. I really like what they were doing.
Well said. Comments coming in. I'm going to relay the comments. James Watson says, salute to both you gentlemen for creating online entertainment and quality information for the community and country. Go Who's. I try to tune in all the time. Will Jones watching the program. Bill Farley, hello. Grace has a follow-up question for you. And Grace says, is football the most risky sport, Ahmad, from passing COVID-19? I mean, wrestling's got to be pretty close up there too.
Wrestling is pretty. Yeah, wrestling is close. I can only speak on experience. I mean, I played football, basketball, baseball, ran track, and out of all of those, football would be the most risk. I mean, football is the high risk sport. Period. So with all the factors with the equipment, the grass, and everything that comes into play, yeah, I would agree that football would probably be. But don't take this and use my words to keep my sport out.
Right.
Like,
Do not do that. Do not do that, everyone. Will Jones says, you are a well-rounded brother. Peace, peace, king. Will Jones, I love you, baby.
He's my barber. He's my barber, by the way, and you can see I got long
Dude,
hair
I
now.
saw a photo on your Facebook page.
He's been following the group.
I saw a photo on your Facebook page or my Facebook page or somebody, and people were heckling you a little bit because you hadn't got a haircut recently.
Yeah, I know. As you can tell, my barber, Will Jones, has been following the direction. He hasn't been cutting hair because I haven't had a cut in almost a month. So salute to my bro, Will. Definitely a advisor to me, man, and definitely keeps me grounded. So definitely glad.
Ahmad, would you ever I'm at the point now, because let's be honest, I'm a little, I like to look good. I know you like to look good too.
Yeah.
Here. I'm at the point now where I'm considering, because I can't go to my barber, just like everybody, I'm considering having my wife potentially cut my hair. Would you let Mrs. Hawkins cut your hair?
No. Hey, you remember when Craig Daddy ran up on Debo? He said, "You want some too, old man?" No. So that's what I'm doing to you. Let her cut my hair? No.
You're great people. All right, let me throw this to you here. David Strange, welcome to the program. Billy Farley, hello. This is a good question. This is coming from Chris and Crozet. Ahmad, I love you, man. The catch against Virginia Tech is something I will never forget. What did you make of Mincer's closing on the UVA corner? Oh, he's got the catch photo for Chris right here. He's going to put it on screen. There it is. I love it.
Vintage.
It is vintage. That's dope. What'd you make of Mincer's closing?
Ah, man, that's tough. The Mincer's on the corner, man. That's been
a legend.
There. That's legendary, and that's sad. And I mean, I might have my old clothing line, and I sell my own product. So, that's sad. That's all I can say, man. You just pray and hope that it can resurface. But that's how times are tough right now.
Well said. All right, anywhere you want to go. You're a leader in this community. The platform is yours. Advice, perspective, anything you want to share to this community with a lot of people watching. The show is yours, sir.
Yeah, man. Personally in the community, man, I just feel like we just got to be able to continue to evolve and stay out the Stone Age, mentally evolve and be respectful during this evolution and continue to educate yourselves. And at this time of need, it's a lot of entrepreneurs that are, struggling with these times and they're still trying to get their products out there, being creative. Use social media. It's very powerful and use it for the better too. Social media can be a dangerous tool. It could tear down. It can be the new mean girls and bully folks, but it can also be very lucrative and help with businesses. As Jerry is a guy that I think is always ahead of the curve and innovative, and is really educated me from afar. So I just say, the city of Charlottesville just continue to stay together. But also, I know there's a lot of undertones in the city racially that's going on right now that sooner or later is going to come to a head, and the truth has to be the truth. We can't keep living a lie. And like I said, the more we educate ourselves and the more we learn the truth, just because something is status quo and it's been going on for years and you're used to it doesn't mean it shouldn't change because we now know the truth. And I think, I don't like to get into politics too much because that's not my forte. I like to stay in my own lane. But the folks who are fighting the good fight, definitely salute to them. And I know it's treacherous waters out there, but I'm definitely cheering for you. I definitely appreciate your support that they reciprocate towards me. And I'm always thankful that folks think, and say that I'm a leader because I try to be humble in my ways and understand that I have demons and I have things that I overcome in my life and I made mistakes in my life. I just don't want folks continue to throw somebody's past mistakes in their face when you see they're trying to progress and get better. That's what I want to see people stop doing in Charlottesville. Like, somebody made a mistake in the past, but you genuinely see that they're improving, help them improve, and let's uplift that they're improving. Don't throw out old tweets and old transgressions and impede their true walk because the man upstairs has a better plan for them. So that's my main thing, man.
That was beautiful.
Appreciate that.
That was beautiful. Dude, you killed it. You killed it. I'm grateful. 30 minutes just flew by like it was nothing. It always does. I wish you the best. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for the time, Ahmad.
Yeah, man. Anytime, bro. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough to work in Charlottesville City Schools, and the teachers and administrators around the city schools are doing what they can do to make sure every student's being their needs are being met. They continue to be educating and learning is continuing. So I don't want folks thinking that teachers are just sitting on their hands and not doing anything. I don't want them to think that the superintendent, assistant superintendent, the principals, assistant principals aren't doing anything. Food is still being delivered at the designated spots. Communications are still being used through Canvas, and have students check their emails. And if you fall on hard times, reach out to the teachers and the administrators at your respective schools, because things can be done. We have donated goods. We have gift cards for families. We're doing everything that we can to make sure that our students are still taken care of, because a lot of times school was, some of the limited times that they were getting meals, and we understand that. So if you're in the Charlottesville City Schools and you fall on some hard times, get in contact with administrators and teachers at your respective school and reach out to them, because we're definitely trying to make sure that no kid is left behind and students are getting their needs met.
That.
So it's not a chill time for teachers. Trust me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything. I'm grateful for you, homie. We will reach out in a little bit. Let's hope for football, baby.
Yeah, man. They still got wrestling, though.
I know. No fans, but they got it. You be easy, baby. See you,
too, brother. Always
love you,
pleasure,
Ahmad.
man.
Ahmad Hawkins, guys, is just A-plus people. Jason Boofy Johnson, welcome to the program. Landon Saul's going to join us. And Landon, I'm going to send you a heads up. Landon Saul's going to join us in 2 minutes. Landon Saul's the owner of Vivace Restaurant. He is doing big-time things from Vivace Restaurant with the Boys and Girls Club, with the hospital, the COVID clinic at the hospital, bringing them food. I mean, I cannot wait to spotlight Landon Saul and Vivace's efforts. We'll do that in 60 seconds, Landon. I'm going to Skype you then. A couple things. I want to dot the I's and cross the T's from the Ahmad Hawkins interview. Judah, put the CNN article screenshot up again. This is something that I'm following very closely, as should you. Now, nothing has been reported yet. This is not tied to the University of Virginia. I'm not getting ahead of ourselves. This was on CNN's website yesterday. Universities thinking about closing in the fall. You guys know how this goes. You get a couple of prominent universities and school presidents saying, look, we're going to take a hiatus for the fall semester and do online learning. And then next thing you know, you're going to have a domino effect. Okay, so watch that story closely. One of the things that makes Charlottesville special and makes it a community that's different from other communities like Danville, like Martinsville, is the university, and having 25,000 students and faculty on grounds, thinking big ideas, innovating, spending their disposable income, and driving the economy. That's a topic you want to follow very closely. Judah, I'm going to welcome Landon on the show now. I'm Skyping him. Landon Saul is the owner of Vivace Restaurant. He is a young guy who's working hard in the restaurant business, and with his time, Landon Saul, who's a father of a very young daughter, he, guys, is delivering meals and preparing meals for the Boys and Girls Club yesterday. 400 people Vivace Restaurant did. Judah, I'm going to go to Landon now. Landon, you are live on the I Love CVille show. Before we get to your fabulous efforts with your restaurant, I got to give you some props for possibly having the best facial hair in Charlottesville, Virginia right now.
Thanks, Jerry. I put a lot of effort into it.
What is your beautiful better half think of the handlebars?
She loves it, in fact.
Does she really?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Well, why don't we do this? Thank you for coming, homie. Introduce yourself to the viewing public. You got a lot of people watching. Who is Landon Saul?
My name is Landon Saul. I'm the chef and co-owner of Vivace Restaurant, along with my business partner, Jeff Sobel. And Vivace has been around almost 25 years now. So been a long time, a real staple in the city/Ivy community. So we're right on the edge there in Charlottesville, which is really awesome because we're located close to the university, and we have a large parking lot, which has been super helpful right now with what things are going on. So curbside pickup and delivery only right now, but that's the world we're living in. So it's kind of crazy, but here
It's
we
crazy.
are.
Landon Saul, our guest, co-owner of Vivace Restaurant. We're going to talk about the philanthropic efforts you guys have done this week here shortly. But first, life at Vivace. I'm sure it's changed dramatically in the last 45 days, my friend.
It has. It has. I guess it has for everyone. It's certainly been a challenge, but we're always up for a good. And certainly, we've always done a lot of to-goes and a lot of family-style meals and different. Nothing new for us, but we're just doing a lot more of it. And our team at Vivace's always been very strong, and we've had a lot of ways, and we're very thankful for our team, and we've been very fortunate to have a lot of long-term employees, and they've stepped up to the plate as always. And the servers are doing the deliveries, and they're doing quite well actually. So
I love it. I count, Landon, right now, I count 9 different chefs and 5 restaurant owners watching the program.
Yeah, big shout out to all my CVille buddies out there. I know it's been tough for you guys, but hang in there. Always know if you guys need anything, please let me know.
How do you think it's going to look on the other side of this restaurant scene in Charlottesville?
I think we'll come out strong at the end of this. Everybody's tired of cooking at home. They're tired of being at home. They're gonna want to go out. They're gonna want to go out to eat. And hopefully this thing will be over sooner than later, and we can all get back to our lives. And honestly, I think the dining scene will be stronger than ever.
Well said. All right. So you guys, using your skill set, your talents, one of the best chefs in Virginia on the phone right here, Landon Saul, you're using your talents to feed people that are in a tough situation right now. Let's first talk about the Boys and Girls Club yesterday and 400 people getting food from Vivace.
Yeah. I enlisted a lot of help from a lot of people. My friends at Kitchen Catering and Event have been helping me quite a bit. Also, my brother, who's the executive chef at John Paul Jones Arena.
Wow.
He came over and lended me a hand because he has a lot of experience feeding a crowd, and his beautiful wife. And my good dear friend, Olga, who's been with her friend for at least 12 years. So, yeah, we put on not so much an Italian meal because they didn't ask for Italian. They asked for a traditional arroz con pollo. So a little different than what we normally do, but chicken and rice and vegetables. We went heavy on the veg. We used carrots from the local. So we threw some local stuff in there. Always trying to pump my local farmers right now, because obviously they're having a tough time too with a lot of restaurants being closed. So yeah, I mean, we did family style meals. We served about 400 people. And we provided a toiletry drive, so lots of toilet paper and paper goods. And actually, I'm getting ready to run out and buy some more diapers and some more toiletries, because there's certainly a need for that over there as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got some props coming in from a lot of people. Ellie Tucker, she says, Vivace is one of our go-tos. Landon, tell Jeff we absolutely love him. This is another one. This is coming from Chris Monk. I love going to Vivace, one of the best bars in Charlottesville. I miss having martinis and a little bit of popcorn on my way home. I can't wait for you guys to open back up again. How about this? What prompted what prompted you delivering food to UVA Hospital and the COVID clinic? Okay. Was that scary? Were you like, holy shit, I'm going to do this here?
No. Yeah. So, a good friend of mine is a pathologist, and her father's heavily involved in UVA. And obviously, I mean, we're heavily involved with the university, and so a lot of people, I was trying to do some deliveries to the emergency room, and obviously they're being very careful. I just threw it out on Facebook. I said, listen, what can I do? How can we help? And then I got in contact with my friend Ann, and she said, maybe my COVID clinic guy. And I said, sure, let's do it. So we used local greens from Skylar Greens, some local veggies, local radishes from the Food Hub. Boom, salad, baked penne, nice and simple. Some of our house ciabatta bread, done deal. Lunch, shot it out there, Jeff and I, and they got a much needed lunch because they've been working 12, 14-hour days trying to solve this problem. And that's the thing. They see a problem, they want to fix it, and they're well on their way. So I'm very proud of those folks over at EVA who've been working hard for our community.
Your boy Garrett Klingel giving you some props. Okay,
Yeah,
I love
guy.
GK.
Yeah.
GK says this, love the Vivace family and everything they do for the community. Just really, 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 really good people. Al Schornberg, who's the CEO and founder of Keswick Vineyards, watching the program.
Very
and he
good.
says, Jerry, we started teaming up with restaurants that don't have ABC license and delivering wine to them. I love the innovation that's happening. Can you spotlight some of the innovation that you see that you like?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The support of the community has been absolutely wonderful. Obviously, I have to give a big shout out to Garrett because his advertising has been great for us. Radio and direct advertising has been fantastic. The wine delivery has been great. I mean, we have people that just call up and they want a case of wine. Boom. No problem. We'll bring it to you. We have wineries that call up and they want to feed their staff because they're still working because guess what? They still have to work. So, there's a lot of people still working and they have to, and there's no real choice there. And everyone's being as safe as they can be. We're using masks and gloves and tons of sanitizer and cleaning products and I think we are flattening the curve, and I think it is working.
Well said. How about this? And this is something that I struggle with. I struggle with this with my wife and my family because they care and love us. Small business ownership is freaking brutal. And these small businesses that we own, they're like our babies. Like I often say to people, I have two kids. I have this 12-year-old business, and I have this 2-year-old son, and they're very similar. They need to be matured and nurtured and fed and taken good care of.
Yep.
I mean, do you put in perspective the struggle of, all right, staying home, staying away from people, staying safe, helping mankind, but also at the same time, we got these businesses and these team members that count on us for their livelihood and how they pay their bills and how they feed their kids.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's such a fine line there. Throw that topic to you.
Oh yeah. I mean, certainly I've got, at least 25 people that rely on me for a paycheck. So that weighs heavily on me. And I've had a lot of sleepless nights this past month. And I also have a family at home that relies on me to pay the bills. And, everyone's been great and the support's been great. And, certainly when I get home, there's a lot of scrubbing and stuff and sanitizing before I come in the back door. But, and I have a 2-year-old very similar in age to your son as well. And, it's a balance that I try to strike. And certainly we had a fantastic Easter and enjoy that. And my fantastic longtime sous chef worked for me on Easter, so I had a whole day with them. So that was great.
Does your wife do what my wife does, and as soon as you get home after being out of the house, makes you strip in the mudroom and leave all your clothes there?
Oh, in the back on the back deck. Yeah, I leave everything outside. Yeah, there's a lot of spraying and sanitizing. Yeah, she hasn't started hosing me off yet, but that's probably next. Yeah.
My wife, and I love her, and she's watching now. My wife is Lysoling the mail and the packages that come to the house.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, and I use a sanitizer from the restaurant. We just spray it.
I love it. Leah Kreitzer says Vivace is the absolute best. Grace Australia says Vivace, I miss you. I miss the lasagna. I can't wait for you to open again. All right, let me throw this to you here.
We are open.
They are open, Grace. Curbside and takeout.
And do delivery. And if you're lucky, Leah might even deliver to you.
What's up, Leah? All right, let me throw this to you here. Charlottesville. What are you following? Charlottesville. What are you seeing? How's the community? How's the neighbors? I mean, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people spending more time with family. A lot of people being more in the moment. I've tucked my son in and woken him up more than ever than I have since, prior to COVID.
Yeah. I have too. I mean, we limited our hours. We're doing 4:30 to 8:30 every day. So now I'm able to get home and tuck the baby into bed and do nap time routine and all that. So that's been fantastic. And people are ordering earlier. They're ordering online through our Toast app, fantastic as well, by the way. And yeah, it's definitely brought people together, and we're definitely the CVille love that has made this community what it is. And I left Charlottesville briefly and came right back because I just love this area so much, and I love the people. And yeah, I think we're going to come out of this thing stronger and better than
Dude,
ever.
you seem to be in great spirits right now. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely, struggled with it the first couple of weeks, but I've been really impressed again with the team of Vivace, my wife, my business partner. Everyone has just been so supportive, and everyone's just said we just got to keep going. We got to keep going, and that's what we've done. And you have to, and it's important to just keep on grinding. You got to do
I love
it.
it. Can we take a moment, and you've done this already so well. Travis Wilburn, welcome to the show. Kate Elwood, hello. Thank you, Kate, for your efforts with the Charlottesville restaurant community. I'm going to throw this to you. Can we spotlight again the farmers, especially the small family farmers?
Absolutely. So actually, we're selling our eggs, and actually, we will deliver eggs from our local egg guy, who's amazing. Dog Trot Farms. Got to give a shout out to my guy. Makes the best pasta. So we use 30 dozen eggs a week from him. So actually, we'll deliver his eggs to you. We're also working with Seven Hills Beef. Local Food Hub has been fantastic as always, and they're partnered with 4P Foods out of Maryland. So they've got a fantastic network, and they've done an amazing amount of stuff for the local community. Caramont Farms, we've been using their cheese for, I don't know, at least 8 years. And AM Fog, what can I say? The most fantastic mushrooms I've ever used in my life, shiitake and oyster mushrooms. The list goes on and on, but we're spoiled to be in a community that can support so many amazing farms. And now more than ever, we all have to get out there and purchase locally and support local businesses because it's more important than
Amen.
ever.
Amen.
So,
all right. Final word here. You crushed this interview. You have Charlottesville, Virginia watching. You can go anywhere you want, whether it's sharing firsthand perspective, whether it's giving advice, whether it's being that voice of reason, that North Star. The show is yours, Landon.
I just, really appreciate everything the community's done for us, and that's all we can do. Whether it's the Boys and Girls Club or the Chris Long Foundation or, the Charlottesville 29's got an amazing amount of resources there. I can't say enough about what Simon's done for our community, and just keep supporting our local community. And, just remember, Walmart's not going to go out of business, but your local corner store will. So keep supporting those local guys.
That was freaking beautiful. Dude, you crushed it. I'm so grateful for you and your time. Thank you, my friend, for joining us on the program.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Vivace is great. Vivace is open. Vivace curbside. Support them. I'm going to send a text to Landon right now that he crushed it. You really did, dude. A couple things I take from that interview, and I want to highlight this very much. And Judah, I want to get those screenshots up shortly, so get ready for them. Walmart is not going to go out of business. Chili's is not going to go out of business. Okay? The businesses that make this community special, the ones that are owned by our neighbors, the ones that we see in church, the ones we come across at Fridays after 5, walking on the downtown mall, or at Scott Stadium on a beautiful fall Saturday as the University of Virginia football team is kicking Virginia Tech's ass, those are the people that are in trouble. So it's time to support more than ever local, and that's something Charlottesville prides itself in. Charlottesville, I've been in this community since 2000. Came here as a dumb, mischievous, bright-eyed, looking for trouble first year at the University of Virginia when I was 18 years old. If you knew 18-year-old Jerry, woo-wee! I'm surprised I'm still alive. In the 20 years I've been in this community, I've been so impressed with how Charlottesvillians rally around the Landon Sauls, the Ahmad Hawkins, the Wilson Richies, the Patty Zellers, the John Kerbers, whatever it may be. Now we got to do it more than ever. Especially, and cue up the CNN one, Judah, especially when you start seeing stories like this. Follow this one closely. Judah, is that on screen? That is on screen, thank you. This is something that you should follow closely. If one or two prominent universities start canceling fall classes, in-person classes, that's going to have a trickle-over effect. It's going to take someone to be like, someone that's willing to take some heat. And, Dana White, guys, is one of the co-owners of the UFC. It's Octagon. If you don't know sports like we do, it's cage fighting, okay? I like the UFC. Dana White is one of the co-owners, and it's its president. It's the face of the brand. And, Judah, get the UFC screenshot on. UFC is, I have that, my bad. UFC is thinking about going back in May and having UFC, it would be May 9th at a location to be determined, its next event. So Dana is saying, look, I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this, but we're going to do this in a safe way. We're going to be first to market, and maybe this leads a momentum, or this gets people to follow suit and also start back up again. I think this can be done in a safe way. And I'm a libertarian. I'm a small business owner. Okay, I've been doing this for 12 years, and it's freaking brutal. I've been prioritizing with this platform the emphasis and the need to support small businesses more than ever. People have given me a little bit of grief, and they said, look, use your platform to tell people to stay home. And I am using my platform to say, mankind needs to be healthy. Charlottesville needs to be healthy. Charlottesville needs to social distance. Charlottesville needs to stay home. You need to wash your hands. You need to not touch your face. You need to obey the 6-foot rule. I totally get that. I'm living that myself. I wear masks when I go out. That being said, we don't want to come out on the other side of this pandemic and clear the pandemic, be healthy, but then go into an economic recession or an economic depression. Because why go from one pandemic into something that could be potentially even worse, that could hurt the economy, cost jobs, and create years of hard work for us to get out of this rut? So I'm kind of like hedging here with this platform and as a business owner. Be safe with your hygiene and how you interact with people, but do it in a way where you're still going out and patronizing small businesses through online ordering or through takeout or through whatever curbside model that they have innovated with in these tough times. Please. And it's not like I don't want people to be healthy. It's not like I don't want relief at the University UVA hospital. I do want relief for everybody. I want the numbers to go down. I want hospital beds to open up again. The hospital workers are the heroes in this community. Can you imagine? And my mother-in-law is a nurse who lives on Long Island. Okay? And nurses across the country are being asked, whether they're frontline nurses that actually work with patients or they're admin nurses that are helping from a back-end standpoint and a support standpoint, nurses are being asked, and doctors and medical professions across the country are being asked to pivot what they do and then apply their skill set to helping patients with COVID. These medical personnel are heroes. I mean, these medical personnel are the 2020 version, literally, of someone that is serving like on the front lines from a military standpoint. Going to work and putting your life on the line every single day for the betterment of your community and the betterment of your country and the betterment of your world. Going to work and putting your life on the line. A lot of times, pre-COVID, when people said, what profession do you go to work and put your life on the line? Everyone's going to say immediately military, Army, Navy, Air Force. In 2020, on April 15th, 2020, those people are now doctors, nurses, and anybody in that category. Okay? So don't get me wrong. I want everybody safe and healthy. And I want us to come out of here stronger than ever. But I want us to come out of this stronger than ever on the other side without having a dip in the economy that's going to take us years to get out. It's a fine line. Ahmad Hawkins, you crushed it today. absolutely crushed it today. Landon Saul at Vivace absolutely crushed it today. Tomorrow's show, Robert Gray's on the program. I love Robert Gray. Robert Gray and Derek Rush are on the program, and I'm going to go to Robert Gray's Facebook page. Robert Gray and Derek Rush are the gentlemen behind the Conscious Capitalist Group. And the Conscious Capitalist Group is a nonprofit that is teaching youth in our community entrepreneurial strategies and empowering the youth in our community to have businesses of their own so they can go out and build something for themselves and their family. Well, Robert Gray and Derek Rush, who are coming on tomorrow at 12:35, through their Conscious Capitalist Group Foundation, a nonprofit in the community, they're giving away $100 to 5 youth in the area who come up with the best business idea addressing the COVID-19 pandemic. Robert, I love it. Derek, I freaking love it. They are stimulating and encouraging and supporting our youth, oftentimes our most impoverished youth in our community, saying, do a 45-second video with this and your skill set on social media and show us innovative business ideas. We'll give you a monetary prize. We'll also allocate $500 towards groceries for the homeless population for the winning team. I love it. I love it. I love anybody that encourages entrepreneurship, because the people that are the backbones of the community in a lot of ways are the small business owners. And I just try to be a champion for them. I'm going to try to get Landon. I'm glad you came on the show. I'm going to try to get Simon from Charlottesville 29 on the show, because he is doing big-time things. Judah, you are doing big-time things. Judah Wickhauer is our director. Can you go to the studio cam so we can get the back of the head? And I know you don't like to be on camera. Will you turn around and wave? Show your face to everybody. This guy's my homie. 8 years in this business, working alongside each other. Some weeks I see this guy more than my wife. He needs more credit for this program. Love you, Judah. Tomorrow's show is going to be a good one. We have Patty Bowden and Animal Connection with her show, What's Barking Local, on this network in 90 minutes, where we're going to spotlight the animal community in Charlottesville, Central Virginia, and how things in COVID-19 world are impacting taking your dog to the dog park, taking your dog on a hike, meeting other friends that have dogs. I mean, it's crazy out there, and we're just trying to make some sense of it. My name is Jerry Miller, and this is the I Love CVille show. Enjoy your afternoon.